I love the look of mixed fonts on my cards, and it is fun to design with them and unique backgrounds for lovely, easy cards. Hello and welcome to Karen's Creative Cards on YouTube. I love the word die sets from Bright Rosa because they have a fun mix of fonts and positive and negative looks all in one. The cursive dies can be used with a shadow or not, as I show on this card here. So you get these words that are cut out and can show the negative space through it, and then you get the cursive ones, and those can be used without a shadow or with a shadow. So in this case I cut the shadow out of the background and raised it up for kind of the eclipse look. And this is a fun card I made with one of the new colors of Glitz glitter gel from Therm. So for a special friend. Here's another card, and of course all the cards that I show will be on my blog, and all the details will be there, as well as there's links in the description box. So this one here is kind of a mixed media look, and it has the mix of fonts. And so this is from a different die set, and then we have Happy Birthday with some cool mixed media look there. And then on the inside I did use that same mixed media panel that I had previously made and cut that fun sentiment out. Of course, you can choose to mix and match your sentiment dies for fun font mixes, like this hello card that I made on this gorgeous paper that I bought recently at a stamp shop that kind of shimmers and moves. So this is a hello card, obviously, and it has 4 different versions of hello in different fonts. This is a beautiful Tonic Studios gold mirror card, and I used a pretty background die on that and then mixed the fonts in You Are Amazing, Fabulous, and Sweet. This is the card that I'm making in the video. The background is full of subtle shine and sparkle created with various Nuvo and Therm products, and I'm going to show you how I made that one. These are the 3, actually I have Christmas ones too, word die sets from Bright Rosa, and they all have that same mix of the negative longer dies and then the scripty layered dies. And I'm going to use this set for the thank you and show you how I did that. To create this background, I first cut some watercolor paper larger than the size I want for the front of the card. And I always tape the sides down when I'm working with watercolor powders. That's optional, but I don't like the bending and warping that happens, so this way it will stay nice and flat while I'm making it. I'm using 3 colors of the Nuvo Shimmer powder, Atlantis Burst, Blue Blitz, and Solar Flare. These are like the other watercolor powders that are on the market, but they have mica in them, so there's already a shimmer and shine to them, and I really like that. But I'm going to make it even more shimmery and shiny by first applying a layer of the Midas Touch Aqua Shimmer pen from Nuvo and Tonic. And I just like the look. It's a very pretty either gold or silver, and they just came out with some new colors that I really definitely want as well. So I decided that just to start I would get some gold shimmer down on this watercolor paper, and I'm just very easily just going all over because that's going to be moved around, and it's just going to provide a background. And then I'm going to spritz that with water and just get it moving. And then I'm going to simply sprinkle on some of these 3 colors. And it always looks kind of like a hot mess, but once you spritz it around and just see, you know, play with it. That's what I call this, is just a playing. And every background's different, but that's what makes it fun. And then what I like to do is take the water and move it around. I don't want those splotches to remain. I just want there to basically be color all over. So you can leave those white areas, or you can decide to add a little more color. I think there's plenty of yellow, so we'll just add a little more blue. And once again, I just like to use the water to just kind of move it around and get it to a point that I like. And then I take paper towel and just wipe up some of that excess water that drains to the side. If I didn't have the tape down, that would all be like bending and warping, and the water would be also draining off. But in this case, it stays on the piece, but some of it comes to the side. And I could use a heat gun to dry this now, but that would continue to move the colors around, and if I like the look, and I really do like where this is at, what I do is I let this dry naturally for 20 minutes, a half an hour or so, and then I can finish drying it with a heat gun and it won't move around anymore. So I have done that in advance, and then cut this out in preparation for putting it on my card. The thank you is that die from Bright Rosa, and so that is the negative strip there, and I have the other dies ready to go to save a little time, and you don't need to wait while this is happening. I added one more layer of subtle shimmer on there, so I'm hoping you can see in the background all those gold, beautiful glitters of gold in there, and then the white pattern, which is also sparkly on top, I created with Gina K's Glitz Glitter Gel in the white through this stencil, which is a Bright Rosa stencil. Now she created this for Christmas, but I use it all the time. It's just one of my favorite stencils. Very good quality, a nice size, and a really interesting parts of it that don't have a pattern. It changes all over. So I applied that with the knife through that piece that had been finished, and that's the front of my card. It's ready to go onto the card base, and I've applied some tape on there. Now, when I apply die cut sentiments onto something that is this textured. I like to cut them out of score tape and have them be sticky on the back, so we don't have to worry about trying to glue them down or tape them down. They're just probably not going to stick. So I put the score tape on the back of this thank you. The circular thank you is from Impression Obsession, and I cut it out with a circle with the dots in there from Gina Marie Designs. So I thought that was a fun, different font for this. And then I have a thanks that also has stickiness on the back. And I thought it was kind of fun to put this on kind of in a curved look, because it's one of those dies that work well. This is an older penny black thanks. So we have a thank you card with 3 different fonts saying thank you, thanks, thank you, with that beautiful, interesting, textured, subtly sparkly background. And then on the inside I have another die cut. This one was from Lil Inker Designs, and added a flower punched out of that background. I love, oops, you know what, I know, it's silly. I always have to add gems. I don't always, but in this case it really is a nice thing that helps this thank you here stand out. I deliberately put it a little bit less on one side than the other, and these are gems from Gina Marie Designs, which are my favorite, and I think they just finish the card out nicely. I don't want to forget that. I love how all these cards turned out, and hope they inspired you to try mixing some fonts and creating unique backgrounds. Thanks for watching, sharing, and subscribing, and thanks too for helping me share the joy of creativity.